Now you guys can only imagine how excited I am to finally be making this video. I had teased a Derrick Rose video for a few videos now, and it was only a matter of time before I got around to making one. In short, Derrick Rose is my favorite basketball player of all time. The long version? Well, you'll have to stick around for the entire video for that. It's not easy to be one of the most polarizing players of a decade, or perhaps a whole generation. We have seen flashy and athletic guards before. There's actually a lot of those in the NBA, but what we had never seen before was a player like Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose's skill and his mindset goes far beyond just his athleticism. Imagine the weight of the world being on your shoulders, having an entire city you have to put on for. You're the hometown kid. You're the #1 draft pick. The Bulls had a 1.7% chance to win the NBA lottery the year Derrick Rose was drafted. All of this has happened for a reason, and it's up to you, a teenager, to figure out exactly what this reason is. Rose really hit the ground running. April 18, 2009, Rose turned heads in an amazing playoff debut. His first playoff series, he pushed the Boston Celtics to 7 games. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. That year Derrick Rose was also Rookie of the Year. Fast forward to May 3rd, 2011, he becomes the youngest MVP in NBA history. In case everybody forgot, you kinda have to be a beast to become an MVP, let alone the youngest one in NBA history. He also had some pretty steep competition. And by steep competition, I'm talking about guys that may end up top 10, top 20, top 30, guys that are going to end up being some of the best players or already are some of the best players in NBA history. Over the course of Derrick Rose's career, he's had a bunch of unfortunate injuries. A lot of injuries that would have caused a lot of people to just give up. Especially when you're this guy, you're this supremely talented player. You know everything that you're capable of. The world knows everything that you're capable of. When Rose was with the Cavaliers, he told everybody, just be patient, I'm good, I'm just taking my time. You don't have to worry about me, I'm not depressed, I'm good. A lot of people think I'm depressed because what I'm going through, and it's the total opposite. I learned from my mistakes 3 or 4 years ago when I put myself into a shell. And now that I'm in this position, it's only right that I learn from the best. I'm staying with my team, I'm staying with my family, communicating and just being open. Rose says he's still in love with the game. The love of the game, he's still a winner, he still loves learning the game. And that's one thing I love about Derrick Rose. No matter what anybody says about you, no matter what anybody ever says about you, when you're using positive energy, only you know what you're truly capable of. People can talk and there will always be outside noise. It's up to you to make the best out of a bad situation. Rose's time with the Timberwolves was amazing. I love seeing Rose put the league back on notice. I always love a good comeback story, and who doesn't? Especially when everybody seems like they have turned their backs against you, but the true fans, the true Derrick Rose supporters, they never did. Sometimes things are a bit bigger than basketball. Like Derrick Rose's standing ovation with the Chicago Bulls. An absolutely chilling moment in the NBA. I guess that's why they say, we love this game. This video, we're going to be talking about what we learned from Derrick Rose and Andre Drummond so far this season. I know I haven't talked much about Andre Drummond yet, but it's coming. And we'll talk about things that nobody noticing and how they can improve and all that type of stuff too. But before we get into any of that, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, guys. You won't want to miss another D-Coop video. And that's facts. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers so I can go full time, guys. So be sure to subscribe. It is much appreciated. I appreciate all of the love everybody has been showing on the channel so far. Also, guys, be sure to let me know what kind of videos on what players or just what teams you want to see videos on down in the comments below. I've been seeing some Suns requests, surprisingly, and I've been seeing a lot of Kendrick Nunn and RJ Barrett. So be sure to leave your comment on those down in the comments below. Also, guys, be sure to follow my IG handle, GLikeCoop. You will not want to miss a post. Also, guys, I just wanted to let you know I'm going to start doing some sponsored videos on the channel that will support my channel. And I also think I might start streaming soon, so look out for that, guys. You won't want to miss it. Derrick Rose this season is averaging 21 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. Statistically, Derrick Rose is having his best season since his 2011-2012 season with the Chicago Bulls. I know it's incredibly early in the season, but he's also shooting 56% from the field. Unfortunately though, his 3-point shot has not been the most consistent this season. Last season, he shot 37% from the 3-point line. It was not only a strength, but it was something that he could lean on. And it showed how hard he worked. Because Derrick Rose, throughout his career, he was never a great shooter. There were times last season where he was shooting close to 50%, 45+% from the three-point line. There's one thing that has strongly stood out to me about Derrick Rose this season. He's strongly attacking the basket. He's showing a willingness to get inside the paint and make life tough for the other team guarding him. He's currently 5th in the league in NBA drives per game. He's averaging 17.5 drives a game. And if you look at some of the players on this list, these are all guys that have no problem getting into the paint, obviously, but these are guys that are pretty high-level slashers. It's crazy that he's so high on this list and he's finishing at such a good rate. He's looking so explosive, splitting double teams and attacking the basket like that right there. This is somebody that has had so many injuries that it'd be understandable if he just didn't want to have that type of play style anymore. But his ability to get to the rim and apply that pressure to the defense again has been huge. I talked about this in my Luka Doncic and my LeBron James matchup video. Well, I also feel like those guys are incredibly good playing downhill basketball. This is so impressive to see, considering that he's not the same athlete that he was pre-injury. But even with that being said, I still feel like he's better than so many in the NBA. I still say he's up in the upper tier of athleticism. The 6 assists are also the second highest mark of Derrick Rose's career. Now, where things get truly special is that Andre Drummond is also playing inspired basketball. Derrick Rose and Andre Drummond do not currently have a full team with them. They're actually missing one of their best players. The Pistons are currently at 3-4. They are currently in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Way too early, I know, but let's just imagine if Blake Griffin was healthy. We all know how much of a monster Blake Griffin can really be. He's became one of the most skilled players in the NBA. Truth be told though, just like Derrick Rose, he's been amazingly skilled for a really long time. It's just sometimes people oversee the athleticism. But without a doubt, his game has constantly been growing. With Andre Drummond, I have no idea where to start. I thought he was miserable last season in the playoffs for the Detroit Pistons. It was so bad to watch. It's not like he was giving maximal effort. It just seemed like he wasn't trying. And at times he was just playing really weak. It was seriously a really, really bad playoff performance. And you guys know, I try to remain as positive as possible. In high school, Andre Drummond looked like he'd be a 6'10" Magic Johnson. But of course, most NBA players look like they can do any and everything in high school. It's kind of why it's high school basketball for these guys, and kind of why these guys are top recruits. With that being said, when Andre Drummond got drafted to the NBA, I was all in. You see right there, looking like Jordan. Andre Drummond is truly looking like he's trying to fulfill his potential. He is putting up numbers that are so monstrous. He is giving such a good effort on both sides of the basketball that I would not dare do this if I truly didn't feel this way. But there is a chance that Andre Drummond is the best center in the league right now. I'm talking about at this very moment. I truly believe that Drummond is playing the best basketball. A lot of fans have been calling him the best. You see right there, shooting the passing lane and getting the easy two. He's been so good at this throughout high school, college, early in his career. He's one of the better centers I've seen it playing the passing lanes. He's so good at that. When he applies himself, it's so frustrating because he can be so good. He can be so dominant. And that's why I was kind of hard on Drummond in the past, because I know what he's capable of. I wasn't with the whole Andre Drummond shooting threes thing, but I understand the vision somewhat. I always thought that was pretty goofy. I always wished he had worked more on his post game, but the truth is, his handle is looking a lot better. He's always had somewhat of a decent handle, but his control and his touch seem to have improved drastically. Now, what I was going to say earlier is it's hard to disagree with this, but there are a lot of people saying that he's the best rebounder since Dennis Rodman. And if you look at the numbers, Drummond has been fantastic. I'm talking about 22.1 points, 18.7 rebounds, almost averaging a 20-20 season. He's posting 2.6 blocks and almost 2 steals a game. He's an immensely talented big dude, and he's playing like it. 6'10", 280 pounds. Earlier in the summer or the offseason, Andre Drummond said he was excited to hit free agency. And now I really understand why. If I knew I was going to play like this, I would be too. Looking like a true early season MVP candidate. Kinda like what Blake Griffin did with the Detroit Pistons in the same manner. Again, if he comes back playing at a high level, it's going to be so good. Luke Kennard has been balling too. He needs to continue taking that sophomore step. Derrick Rose deserves to be playing on a winner at this stage of his career. And I will say the same for Blake Griffin. So hopefully this keeps up and the Pistons can piece together a great run in this season. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now. It's me breaking down the Luka Doncic and LeBron James matchup. Must watch. Be sure to subscribe, turn on noties. I'm D Coop, and I'm out.